Good day, everyone. Welcome to this new interview in the Guillotine podcast. Today's guest is Mandel Nallo, aka Rat Garbage, current Samurai MMA super lightweight champ, ex Bellator fighter, who will be fighting at the Contender series September 2nd against Samuel Silva. Mandel, how are you?
I'm doing well, buddy. How are you?
Good, good. Thank you. Very, very excited to have you. First question, obviously, what went through your mind when you heard the news that you'll be fighting at the Contender series and potentially earn your shot at the UFC?
Yeah, it kind of happened. Maybe it happened after the Montreal show, the UFC show that happened here. Um, I was in the running to be Benoit Saint Denis' replacement opponent
Hmm.
when his opponent pulled out. So I was coming off a little disappointment because I was supposed to fight on that Samurai show, and then everything got shuffled around, and I ended up not fighting in the UFC and not fighting on Samurai. So I was not feeling great, and then I got some good news. So it was pretty exciting, to say the least.
Yeah, I imagine. We'll get a little more into fighting a little later, but I'd like to talk about you a little. You chose your nickname, the Rat Garbage, to kind of go in the opposite direction of what we usually see in the MMA scene. And looking at your Instagram feed, sorry, it gives a cool, creative vibe. You also design clothing. You're not the typical fighter that I can think of
Yeah,
outside of the cage, at least, right?
yeah.
How do you see yourself fitting into that scene?
Into the UFC
No, into
scene
the
or just
MMA
MMA in
scene.
general?
Yes.
I think I fit in quite well. MMA is like it's a weird collection of people. You know, they're less like boxing or kickboxing. Like in boxing, there's a lot more like-minded people. MMA, it's kind of random because we all come from different sports, right? There are wrestlers that get involved in MMA. There are strikers. There are people who do started with jujitsu, and then there are just nerds that didn't know what to do in high school, so they started training, and now they fight in the UFC. So like, it's a weird mix, but once you've been in the gym for long enough, you kind of find everybody's on the same path. So we all and here at TriStar, we all have the same mindset anyway, so it's easy to fit in here.
Cool. We'll talk about TriStar a little more
Hmm.
after that as well. After your Bellator years, you hopped between multiple promotions, fighting in the States, Mexico, and obviously several regional promotions in Canada. Did you just try your best to stay active and keep your hopes up for a bigger league during those times after Bellator?
That's it. Like I fought when I lost in Bellator, and then I found out that my contract was going to be, destroyed or whatever because of the merger. I basically called my friend, or my friend called me, uh, Jordan Deichler, JD. He's a matchmaker JD on Instagram. He's
Hmm.
helped a lot of people, and he had a show going 30 days later. So I told my family, like, okay, I'm gonna do this next show, and I'm gonna try to book as many fights as I can, because that's all you can do. Like, we don't have a lot of control as fighters in the sport, so the only thing you can do is accept fights and don't get injured before the fight day. So yeah, that was my plan, and I feel relatively lucky, in a way, after losing that Bellator contract. You see what happened to a lot of the guys who stayed on with Bellator. Like, I of course I would have liked to be paid the way that Bellator paid their fighters, but sitting for 2 3 years, in the hopes that you would earn what your contract says you would earn, is worse, that in my opinion, than taking less money and being able to stay active and stay relevant.
Yeah, very true. Very, very true. Let's get back to TriStar, since you've been talking about it as well. You've been doing, from what I know, several training camps at TriStar for your last fights.
Hmm.
Your current training camp is at TriStar right now. When I saw you win the belt at Samurai, you were talking about that exact same gig. I felt something strong between your crew and yourself. And I asked the same question to Coach Busso, aka Neil Shepard, the
Hmm.
last time. So I'm gonna ask you the same question. Tell me about your relation with the gym, your teammates, coaches, sorry, cornermen, etc.
Yeah, TriStar to me is home. It's a special place. I've been here since I was a teenager, and I've seen my friends slash teammates grow up here. Like we all grew up together. We all started here. Eamon was cornering with his brother and teaching and traveling with guys like Yves Jabouin and the past generation of fighters from
Mhm.
Quebec, and then we've all sort of started to become those guys in the gym where we're taking bigger fights, and Eamon's now in the top 10, and Louis Sanidakis is still active, and it's really
Yep.
nice to see what we've been able to achieve through uh, the the framework of TriStar. Like when you really break it down, there aren't a lot of people who come to TriStar as finished products, complete fighters, and they just come here to, change things up. Like
Mhm.
Fraz here really is very good at making complete fighters. He's had now George, Rory, Arnold, Eamon, me, Louis. Like these are all big names who have tons of skill. The whole scene knows we have tons of skill, and I credit that to the framework of TriStar and Firaz being the head coach.
Is it safe to say that this fight at the Contender Series is the biggest opportunity for your MMA career?
Yes and no, like of course it is, but at the same time, my last fight when I fought for Samurai was the biggest moment too. Like every fight until you're committed to retiring and just making money is the biggest fight of your career. Like if you're still pursuing uh you know the highest level of the sport, then every next fight is the biggest one. So yeah, but the reality is that there is nothing bigger than the UFC. So the idea that I get to show my skills in a platform that might allow me to get there is of course it adds a little bit of extra spice.
Will it be at lightweight, just to confirm?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's going to be at
Uh,
55.
you cool with being at 155, being back at it? Because I think your last fight were like at like closer to like 165, 170. Is like, are you confident? Because it's always been your weight, anyways. What's up?
That's it. Like I've always been a lightweight. It's just when you're a free agent and you're taking whatever opportunity comes up, you make concessions, like
Of
I
course.
had an opponent who weighed in 20 pounds heavy at, 1 o'clock in the morning, and I had to reweigh, and that fight was at, I don't know, it must have been at welterweight or some other weight, maybe 185 even. And then my last fight in Samurai, the guy didn't want to fight at 55, so I just said, sure, let's do it at 60. Like I don't care,
Yeah.
really. So it was all in pursuit of getting back here, and now I get to fight at 55 again, which is nice.
We got to get back to the Contender Series. And last but not least, question. Your opponent, obviously, solid fighter. Huh? Every opponent at the Contender Series is a solid fighter. He recently won the lightweight belt at Cage Warriors. Obviously, it's going to take a great performance to beat him. But on top of that, the Contender Series, I'm sure you know, they require a finish or some kind of war, basically,
Hmm.
to secure a UFC contract. A win might not be enough. Does
Yeah.
it change anything for you in your preparation, in your training, in your camp, in the game plan? Does it change anything, or is it just like just another fight?
I'm lucky. I think it should for certain fighters who are decision fighters, control fighters, especially if they are older than the general demographic than the UFC would pick from, right? Like of course, if you're fighting like Hamza Chimaev and you're 20 years old, you can go in there and control the guy like he did on Saturday, and it looks great, and they might sign you.
Mhm.
But I think we just had a Canadian guy. I've never met him, but from what I
Radley
understand,
Silva. Yeah.
yeah, he controlled the guy for 3 rounds. But it's unfortunate, but you might ruin your chances of ever fighting in the UFC with a performance like that,
Mhm.
because we everybody knows what they want from you in that.
Mhm.
And as a fighter, it's hard to do that on top of winning the fight. But I'm lucky my whole career. I don't think I've been in a boring fight. I to this point, it's not possible for me. Something crazy is going to happen. So no, I haven't changed anything in terms of my preparation. But if I was a different fighter, I would think that I would need to do something else.
Understood. Anything we can do to support you rather than everyone watch, go follow Mandel, but like especially watch him on the in Canada here. It's going to be on the UFC Fight Pass. It's before your bedtime. It starts at 7
Yeah.
on a Tuesday. What can we do more like to support you, man?
Look, as anybody who wants to support me, the best thing you can do, first and foremost, take care of yourself, get healthy, be positive, love your family, live well. And outside of that, go to ratgarbage.ca and buy some clothes. I'll put more up there, I promise. I'm busy with this fight, but after that, I'll be back to making stuff.
Yeah, I think you just had like two items for a while. I've been like
I know
creeping it for a couple times, and I love the jacket. By the way, it looks very
Okay.
nice. It's very
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. I'm working like it's tricky in Canada. We don't manufacture a lot of clothes, so
Hmm.
I'm in the lab, I'm actually going to like pattern makers and tailors. I'm trying to make cool stuff. So I'm working. It's just with the fight I put it on the back burner.
Creative inside and outside of the cage, right?
Yes, exactly.
All right. Very good luck to you, Mandel. Can't wait for September 2nd. Obviously, Canada's behind you. Thank you so much for your time. I'll talk to you very soon, hopefully in the UFC, right?
Merci, man. Thank you. Yeah,
Merci à
absolutely.
toi, Nandel. Merci beaucoup.
Hey, I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.